Hello, my name is Autumn, otherwise known as Autumn in Gotham on social media, and welcome back to my channel. Now, I have been gone from YouTube for years, literal years, and I just want to kind of rewind and tell you kind of how we got here, and I'm excited to be back on YouTube. So yeah, the last time I saw you guys, I was still filming in my apartment in Queens, and I made this whole nice video about like, these are all the projects I'm looking forward to, all my plans, the cons, and everything, and that. Obviously, that didn't happen. When I made that video, I genuinely thought I was going to be doing a lot more cosplay stuff, a lot more like content, and not that I didn't try, I definitely had filmed a bunch of stuff and just never either finished the cosplay, so I never really put it together, or just like really didn't have anything together. You know, during that time, I was kind of struggling with careers. All the jobs that I had gotten would kind of just lead me to nowhere, and even though I would try and get promoted or change jobs that promised they were going to be better and allow me more opportunities, it just never happened. So I kind of was stuck still making minimum wage, and as prices went up and things got more expensive in the city, it just got a lot harder for me to afford living there and be able to do cosplay at the rate that I wanted to. So especially after COVID, me and my husband decided to move back to Long Island. During this time, we just saved money, and I also had returned to doing makeup as my job, which I was super excited about. Makeup was like allowed to happen again, so I was able to kind of go back to work with something I was passionate about. However, I worked to like retail makeup for like about a year, and I just didn't enjoy that. You know, you're basically just working in retail and there's makeup there, and you occasionally do makeup for people, and it just wasn't something that I knew I wanted long term. I thought we were just going to be where we were living temporarily, and we ended up kind of staying there a little bit longer than I had planned. So with that in mind, I also decided that after doing some freelancing too on the side for about like a year, I was going to go to cosmetology school to get my license. Part of the reason I decided to do that was just because I really wanted to work in a salon as a makeup artist, and in order to do that in New York State, you need a license. So I was like, well, if I'm going to go back to school for cosmetology, I might as well just learn hair too. I went from April of last year to December, and that was full-time, Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, and I really worked hard to graduate. I graduated on time, and I got my license like less than 2 weeks later, so it was really a good decision for me overall. With that said, I didn't really have a lot of time for cosplay, and even now I'm still really focusing on just getting my career going, so that way I can be more settled. Me and my husband also were finally able to secure a house, which I am happy to be coming to live from my craft room. So that has been the main focus of what I've been doing and what I've been up to lately, and why I have been really kind of fallen off of doing any cosplay really, because obviously I have nothing set up, and we are currently still fixing some things in the house that have kind of like more priority. I also, you know, would like to finish moving furniture and everything like that, so it's just been a lot of work behind the scenes. I'm also still working like 5 or 6 days a week sometimes, so there's not a lot of like time for myself. As a result, cosplay's been put on the back burner, but I do plan on coming back to it. I do see myself kind of changing how I interact with cosplay and the cosplay community in the future, and I'll kind of get into that later in the video. I do plan on making some content of me decorating the craft room, and you can also check out my other YouTube channel where I have more like craft DIYs and kind of alternative goth lifestyle on top of this page, which is going to be more like my cosplay focused stuff, and maybe like nerdy gaming stuff as well. You know, sometimes I want to post on things that I'm working on that aren't necessarily cosplay, but it just doesn't feel right, so I've made a whole separate channel as that as well, which I will link down below if you are interested. Now, not to say that I didn't work on any cosplay during this time that I've been MIA. I have made 2 Harley cosplays. I made a Bleach cosplay, which once you make one Bleach cosplay, you can kind of cosplay a couple characters. So I've cosplayed 3 different Bleach characters. I made 2 versions of Holo from Spice and Wolf, as well as finished up Stella from Winx Club, Zakuro from Tokyo Mew Mew New, and what was the other one? Oh, Starlight Glimmer for a photo shoot. So I had some small projects kind of in between as well to keep me busy. And then I also have really gotten into Red Fair and kind of medievalry, so I also made a Red Fair outfit as well. Upcoming cosplays that I hope to work on and hopefully finish maybe within the next year or next year is my Bombshell Harley Quinn, which I started before I moved, but just with everything kind of being a little hectic, I just have not touched. Bombshell Harley Quinn, as well as Fire Emblem Three Houses Byleth and Fire Emblem Three Houses Byleth dancer outfit. Those I want to go to Colossicon East with some friends next year, so I'm kind of working on small projects for that as well. And then the last cosplay that I have kind of in the back burner is the Holo German dress version. I was actually gifted a dress from some family, and I think I can easily modify it to make that cosplay. So all I need to make is a red circle skirt and get the white blouse, and that's basically done because I have everything else. So that's the other main cosplay I plan on working on soon. Long-term goals that I do have for this channel is I really want to get back into competing. When I first started cosplaying, I actually did compete pretty early on in my career at New York Comic Con. However, this is still when New York Comic Con's cosplay competition was new and not refined. And to be completely blunt with you guys and honest, I don't think I deserve to be up there. There was a lot of amazing cosplay, and like, even just to give you an idea, the categories were based on genre of what you were cosplaying rather than how you made it. So it was like fantasy versus anime versus superheroes and comics versus like movies. So I remember one year I competed, I think this was the first year I competed, I was in a Luca Measuring Dance of the Dragon or Singing of the Dragon, I don't remember now, cosplay that I made versus this like person on stilts who was like a dragon. So because the anime and the fantasy category was too small, so they just put it together. I didn't win. Also, like, looking back, my craftsmanship was not there. I should not have won anything, so that's okay. But I was really happy. It gave me a spark for competing, and it's something that I really wanted to always get back into. However, I'm really bad at like documenting what I'm doing, and that's kind of like why I want to get back into YouTube, because it forces me to make content of what I'm working on, and it's just a lot of fun for me. So I really want to get back into competing and having a record of what I'm doing. With that said, long-term goals is to create a Hannah Alexander Minthara cosplay. This has a lot of opportunities for me to really showcase on the skills that I've built over the years. My cat is losing it in the background. That include gold work, dyeing silk, silk work, leather work, just even like the effects of the makeup I'm really looking forward to, and the wig styling. So this is something that I'm really looking forward to building. I do eventually would like to cosplay Minthara's actual game outfit and Orin the Red from Baldur's Gate 3 as well, but I'm focusing kind of more on smaller projects, and because I know I want to make the Hannah Alexander Minthara for competition, that's probably going to take a lot of time and money. So yeah, but I'm super excited. Overall, this channel is going to be something that I do for fun. I don't really plan on having a set schedule of releasing videos or any pressure really. And like I said, it's going to be a while before I have even my space set up to properly do content and stuff for cosplays. But I did just want to check in with this video. If you've been following me all these years, please know that I do appreciate it. And I know I've been MIA basically on all cosplay socials for a while, but there's been a reason for that. It's been a good reason, and it's, in the end, it's paid off, and I'm very grateful to be where I'm at right now. So thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. I do have a couple smaller videos coming out that are going to be kind of chatty as well, but definitely check them out. Have a good one. Bye.